everyone. I apologize for my last video as I've been having some technical difficulties. So, and not all of it's user error. I mean, some of it is, of course, but you know. But lately I've been talking with a lot of people, and they've been expressing their concerns about like energy changes and things like that. I mean, it has been a bit trying on myself as well. I've been feeling kind of like I'm trying to fight a depression. I've been noticing that I've been having to grasp more for points of inspiration. Like I said, recognize the points of inspiration when you see them. Always good advice. But lately I've been finding it harder to do. Not because I'm not surrounded by them. I mean, I've got points of inspiration all over the place, and my kids happen to be one of them. They've been extremely sweet and caring and picking on me again because, well, that's how our family shows love. We pick on each other. So, So I've been curious about that as well. So I figured a collective reading would be in order. So on that note, we have the world reversed. I'm feeling like things just don't seem to be right. Like some would attribute it to imposter syndrome or, such. I read a fascinating article on Medium about overcoming imposter syndrome. And some of the best ways to do that are, of course, self-affirmation. Having a conversation with yourself, especially, and I mean, even though it sounds crazy, it probably feels crazy when you're doing it, I found it to be most refreshing, just just talking to yourself in the mirror and just saying, things like, okay, what are you feeling right now? Like specifically, what are you feeling? Is this anxiety? Is it, is it sadness? Is it, for some grief? Is it, for some, me, grief as well? Is it, just, Brene Brown talks about grounding yourself in gratefulness because, your brain has a tendency of dress rehearsing tragedy. It's a defense mechanism, especially for people who have experienced trauma. And so, talking with yourself and saying, are you trying to, are you imagining the worst case scenario in this outcome? Because if you are, that's a possibility that it will not happen. And I mean, even if it does, as somebody who has experienced, probably more than my share of great tragedy, of course I'm going to do that. I'm going to, of course, I'm going to be at the point where I'm like, well, yeah, I actually do. I answer myself, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I've been in so many situations that were just so wonderful and incredible and stuff like that. And they all came to an end. So, I mean, how am I not supposed to, expect tragedy? And of course, the way that I answer myself and the way that many others have the answer that many others have given me, including Brene Brown, is, live in the moment and ground yourself in the gratefulness. Understand yourself. Understand that, yes, of course, you're afraid. You've got it hardwired into your head because you've been through so much. So, yeah, I'm going to be scared. And yes, there is a good possibility that someday it may come to an end. I mean, just about everything does. So, enjoy it while you got it, I mean, one of the things that I say about the people that I've lost is late is better than never, right? Because sometimes you are the best healer to yourself, especially. Be healing with yourself. Be the one to guide yourself out of the darkness. Magnetize Yourself was talking about black cat energy. Now, I hadn't heard of this before, so this was kind of a new thing for me, but she gave a video, or she did a video that taught you how to magnetize yourself. And she does talk a lot about her subliminals in her app, Sound and Soulful. I'm a huge fan. I really do. They did help me very, very much. Not gonna lie, it was very, very helpful, especially in kind of rewiring the part of me that was constantly, that was PTSD or CPTSD, and that was, expecting the worst to happen because I've experienced it, Yeah, the storm warning reversed. It feels odd because the storm is actually moving away. It's actually, things are starting to get better within yourself. Keep in mind, this is within yourself. These are, things that are happening within you. You are actually starting to come to glimpse with the idea that there's nothing wrong with you. There's, just because something doesn't feel quite right doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. I had an interesting conversation today on Facebook about narcissists and the idea that they have a tendency of love bombing. And so it's hard to tell, if somebody is actually being genuine or if they're actually trying to manipulate you. I get that. I get that very much. I am a victim of narcissistic abuse myself. That's one of the ways that I've learned to kind of keep an eye out for them. And the best thing that I can suggest is trust your gut. Don't ever let anybody tell you that what you're feeling is wrong. Your emotions are your emotions, and they are not up for a debate. So, trust your gut. If you're feeling uneasy about a situation or a person or something to that effect, there's got to be a reason for it. And I mean, that's one of those points where you've got to set your boundaries and say, you know what, I'm not really feeling comfortable with this, and that's one of the things that you've got, you've got to understand is that it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to be, even if you're unsure about something, at least voicing it, even just voicing it to yourself. And just communication is key in any relationship, including the relationship that you have with yourself, So please, at least voice your concerns to yourself and say, well, why am I feeling so uneasy about this? There's got to be a reason, Yeah. Walking away reversed. That points to, from what I'm feeling, that points to the idea of walking away from yourself. Because like I said, this is kind of an internal type of thing that's going on. Don't dismiss your feelings. Don't dismiss what your gut is telling you. Don't walk away from yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Don't, you just make sure that you're being true to yourself. That was the other thing that I had mentioned was, the thing that I usually do is that, above all else, I will be true to myself. I don't let this world change my heart. If they've got bad intentions, honestly, that's on them, not on me. If they're going to try to scam or something like that. Now, of course, scammers are going to happen. Hell, I've fallen victim to one myself, But it's one of those things that you will get paid back. I mean, whatever amount of anything that you've given away, especially like your feelings of feeling betrayed and stuff like that. That is something that you will get back. Call it karmatic forces, call it the hand of God. Either way, it does come full circle. It comes back to you if your intentions are pure, and if they're not, it'll come back to you too. So just be careful, but don't let the world change your heart, okay? Don't sink to other people's, lower vibrational level. Be true to yourself. Do what feels healthy to yourself, Goddess of the Moon, reversed. Actually gonna have to look this one up because I'm now the moon in traditional tarot usually stands for secrets revealed. But I don't believe that is the case in especially these oracle cards. I'm using the energy oracle cards. Absolutely love these cards. The artwork is phenomenal, and they've been right on so many occasions. This card reversed reveals blocked intuition, an inner disconnect, or a sense of living in the dark. You have a deep desire to know your purpose and truth, but they can feel very distant. This is a message of dissatisfaction where your inner life is concerned. It's possible that extreme worry and discontent are the obstacles in the inner peace and wisdom you seek. If so, you need to let that go and renew your faith in yourself and your eternal spirit. Get out of your own way and release the fear that's blocking the truth of your blessed eternal nature. Your soul, your higher self, knows you best. So allow stillness into your light. Listen to the stirring of your own intuitive voice and trust what you receive. Maybe that's the shift in energies that I'm feeling, honestly, is for some reason, and here I'm going to be honest with myself. I feel like there's not enough time. Like, I've got so many things to do, and there's not enough time. And the thing is that the more that I think that, the more that I grow anxious. And the more I grow anxious, the more I have a tendency of shutting down. So, I think I need to remind myself, and this could go for a lot of you as well, that we need to remind ourselves that things are going to happen in their own time. They're going, and this includes healing of any sort, you know. As you can hear in my voice, I still have a little bit of that lingering sickness going on. So, but if you are not ready to do something, you know, or create something or be something, then you won't do it with the same energy, the same vigor, the same spirit that would truly fulfill you. So, honestly, the best idea is take some time. Take as much time as you need. You know, heal, journal, draw, you know, meditate is phenomenal. Do a lot of breathwork exercises that really helps bring up my energy and my spirit and my mental health. You know, do some yoga. You know, it's like I said, I used to be one of those that I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do yoga. Yeah, right. Why? You know, whatever. There's your yoga. But now that I've been doing yoga, I really do feel and it's not even actual yoga. It's actually, you know, I know of a few poses. The happy baby is one of my favorites. And because it really opens up the hips and such. So, you know, just do something that feels healthy and good to you, you know, even if it's just, you know, checking out a comedian and laughing. That's definitely a start. That's a step in the right direction of, you know, just remembering who you are, especially when you're happy, you know, because that is the most magnetic thing, is being happy. And, you know, when you are, you know, when you are laughing, when you are truly living in the moment and enjoying that moment and living that love and warmth and, you know, happiness, then that's when you're at your best. That's when you are more connected with yourself than anything, you know. I mean, hell, sometimes even those conversations that I was talking about earlier, I try to make them funny. I try to make myself laugh, you know. You know, it does. It really does help. So, if, you know, if any of this resonated with you, let me know. You know, if you have any questions or hell, even any suggestions, I'll take suggestions as well, as far as, you know, ways that you usually connect more with your own internal sense of self. You know, I'd love to hear them. It sounds awesome. So, take some time. Show yourself some self-love, okay? Because you do deserve it.